my fabulous guest, comedian and friend, Sara Weinshenk. Oh,
Hi.
hi guys. Welcome to the Chelsea Skidmore Show. I'm here today with my guest, fabulous friend and comedian, Sara Weinshenk.
Hi.
Always with the glossy eye.
Always with the glossy eye? You call my eyes glossy? I do have a glossy eye today.
Eyeshadow. We're both tired.
We're both exhausted. Life has
What
beaten us down. Right?
But we don't look it, do we?
No.
You're glowing.
You're glowing as well.
Really?
Just two bitches in dresses glowing.
Isn't that the summer?
Yeah. I don't know if it's the summer or it's us.
I can always catch you with a golden eye, is what I was going for.
A golden eye. I do have a strong golden eye today. I went a little hard in the paint, as they say.
You beat your face.
I dipped my brush into the fucking... Sometimes when you dip your makeup brush into the eyeshadow color, you get a little too much color on the brush. And time was of the essence today, so I said, I guess we're going for a strong euphoria eye.
We love that here on this show, you know that.
I know that you love a strong euphoria
We love
eye.
a strong euphoria eye.
I haven't watched the series, but I know the makeup, mostly because of you.
It's excellent.
It's excellent. It's what you live for.
I recently unfollowed them, though.
Why
the makeup artist. I was following the makeup artist, but then
you
I
were
was
following all of the makeup artists. You were following. I feel like you were following multiple Euphoria makeup artists.
There's two.
Yeah, were you following?
I was
both
following both of them,
them.
but maybe I should refollow them. I need to learn to use the glitter that I got.
So you followed them, and then you're like, never mind.
Every once in a while, I'll look at everyone I'm following, and I'll just start unfollowing people.
Yeah, I do that too. And then I'm like, you know what? Who am I kidding? I want to know what they're up to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The other thing is like, it's like, I also don't get weird about looking at people's stories. It's like, yeah, I looked at your story, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, so what? Isn't that why you put it up there?
You're making me so happy right
so
now.
that I could look at it. You know what I mean?
I get embarrassed when I don't mean to look on someone's story.
No,
or like when you
I
started...
saw that tweet you had.
Yeah!
That was the most real tweet ever. You tweeted about how when you accidentally enter somebody's live Instagram, it's so bad.
When you accidentally click into like someone's live Instagram because they can see it, and like most people don't have that many people watching if you know them. Some people do, but like some people...
I don't want to be involved.
Well, it's like... And that was about Annie. She's my friend. I was literally just on the phone with her. And I just like having to click into her thing. And like I just felt like creepy. Like sometimes you feel weird watching a friend's.
Yeah, but you're also like, good for them.
Like, I'm like, I want to see what's going. I just want to see what the setup looks like, and then I can keep going.
Yeah.
I want to see where they are, what they're wearing.
What kind of content are you creating?
What's the shot?
Yeah, what is the shot? Well, this is the other thing, because it's like, I don't know. It just feels like we have to always be creating content.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this?
We're canceling content.
Content has been canceled.
Have you noticed that everyone's talking about like the Chappelle thing and the Sebastian thing? Those are the two things I noticed people were talking about yesterday.
I don't even know what these things are.
I had to Google and find out.
I saw that the Chappelle thing was trending and the Sebastian thing, but I don't know what they are. Sebastian hosted the VMAs.
Yeah, he did.
I love Sebastian. I didn't see his hosting the VMAs though, because I'm out there living my life.
Yeah, and you're not a teenager. Is this front piece of hair?
No, you're good.
That?
You're good. It looks good.
Okay, felt weird. Yeah, I had to like look it up, and I saw that. I guess he basically had a joke in his opening monologue. I looked it up to watch it.
Yeah.
And his joke was basically like, oh, and just to let you guys know, in case you get uncomfortable, there is a safe space backstage where there is a emotional support horse. And like he just kind of made a joke about like, if you guys are uncomfortable, if something triggers you, like get the fuck out, basically.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Which is funny.
All the millennials, that's like their whole deal, or whatever generation they are.
Right.
X, Y, or Z or something.
Yeah, one of the consonants.
the zipper generation. And all their faces were like, who is that? So then like a lot of headlines were like, who is Sebastian Maniscalco and why is he funny? And it's like, shut the fuck up. You're like 10. Like you're not allowed to have an opinion yet.
Well, he's also like one of the funniest comedians in the world.
He's so funny.
And I don't know. How do people... So he made that comment and that made people spiral? The horse?
No, it was just like the whole thing about like triggered. That he brought up the triggered thing. It's just like everyone's so PC, which is the same problem with the Chappelle thing.
What is the Chappelle thing?
Well, I guess his special was like really offensive. I think he like said the Michael Jackson people were lying.
Okay.
He like defended Louis.
He did.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
like it could have been worse or something, or like
it could have.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Look, I've been jacked off in front of plenty of times, and like I didn't tell. No, I did. I told the Washington Post. You can read the article.
Yeah. Well, but this is the thing. We can't regulate human speech, freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You have to be able to be funny.
Quick side note. Do you know any other amendments? How many are
there? The guns.
Is that the fourth?
I think it's the second. I think freedom of speech is one. And the second one is the right to bear arms. Because everyone cares about the right to bear arms in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
You know, where they're just like trashy. They don't have an education, but they have an AK.
Yeah.
They're like,
yeah. They didn't get an A, but they got an AK.
Yeah.
What else? I know there's like the Fourth Amendment is something important.
I don't know shit about the amendment.
Is the Fourth Amendment, though? Everyone's like, that is the Fourth Amendment.
It's a big deal, the fourth one?
Yeah, I gotta look it up. I was not good in school or history.
What is that, government?
Guys love history. You're a girl. Do you like history?
It was just like I would memorize a bunch of shit before the test and then I don't remember shit. I only remember about King Louis the 14th.
Have you noticed that guys love history?
Yeah.
I know there's some guys so angry. I don't know what this is.
The Fourth Amendment. There's just men out there enraged. They're like, these dumb bitches. They don't even know what the Fourth Amendment.
Unlawful searches and seizures.
Oh, so that's
these are boring.
Who wrote them?
Yeah,
also, like,
how old were those people?
Let's write them in modern English so that when you read it, it's like makes sense. Like, let's change all this shit so it's like makes sense. Because I feel like right now, if you're signing a contract, you need to be a lawyer to understand it. Because it's like the wording's so fucking confusing. So it's either you're looking at a contract that's like that, but then if you talk to someone who's like 15, they don't even use real words.
Yeah, and back then they like got people like Johnny Appleseed to be a part of shit like that.
Yeah, dude. Johnny Appleseed made no sense.
Wait, is that someone? Or Johnny Pothead? What is it?
Johnny Appleseed was just the dude that walked around with the pot in his head for no reason. Nobody knew why.
But we still know who he is. Like, I'm sure.
And he just spread around apples. He was for sure homeless and mentally ill, just walking around with the pot on his head.
It was like the first homeless person on meth.
Yes. And he spread apples and then he got a bunch of credit, but I don't think he gets enough credit.
Let's start over the amendments. The first one is guys can't send selfies.
Okay, the first one is don't send a selfie.
If you're a guy.
Especially
a topless selfie, which a guy used to do, and I was like, hey, that's my move.
A topless?
A guy I was dating sent me a shirtless selfie of him at the gym. And I was like, I was so turned off. Okay. Has a guy ever sent you a selfie?
Yeah. It's just like a little self-indulgent, you know?
Right?
Like, let me send the selfie.
It's for girls. It's not for guys.
Yeah, let me send the selfie, bitch.
Yeah.
Why are you sending me the selfie?
I don't need to see you.
I know what you look like.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't do a new trick with your shadow today.
Or a guy, thank you. Or a guy, if a guy posted a selfie on Instagram, if you liked a guy and then you headed to his Instagram and saw a selfie.
Turn off.
Turn off.
But if you're really into a guy and he sends you a picture, is it a turn off? If it's not a selfie?
You've really got to miss him. Like, it has to be earned.
Yeah.
It has to be earned.
There's got to be some distance.
Yeah, it has to be like he's on a trip with his family.
Yeah, it can't.
And then it's cute because he's connecting.
Yes, that's different.
Yeah, and but someone has to be taking the picture.
Yeah, it can't be done by yourself.
No, it has to be like him, like in Japan with chopsticks, and you're like, oh, he's having fun.
Oh, good for him.
Like,
he learned how to use chopsticks. Yeah. Finally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I agree. I think that that's definitely an amendment. Also, like, if we've never fucked, don't send me a picture of your dick
Yeah. Do you still get dick pics?
from strangers. They'll go to
Really?
the other. Sometimes on the internet.
It's been a couple years for me.
It was like I got one this morning.
Are you serious?
I think it was
Can I
because I
see it?
did. It was like, it wasn't really like a dick pic. I'll show you. It's more like a dildo pic.
What?
It was the weirdest message that I got.
Who sent it? I need to see it.
It's not like a dick pic, but it's of that same genre. It's like
Okay.
a cartoon with a dildo.
Oh, so it's not a human.
It's not a human.
I wonder if I have any. I don't think I've had any for a long time.
Do you want to see it still?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Pull it up. Oh, your phone's over there.
Oh, my phone's over here.
I'm searching dick pics and there's nothing.
You're just doing a general search in your phone
Yeah.
for dick pics.
Oh, here's a conversation
hold
from
on.
July 20th, 2014. How many dick pics did you get sent today? Of course, it was from a creepy photographer.
Creepy photographer. Okay, let's talk about creepy photographers.
Yeah.
Do you have any creepy photographer
This is weird.
stories?
Oh my God, I have so many.
Me too.
I have so many. So for
Do you want to see this real quick?
yeah, I do.
Okay. So
And yeah,
okay, and then we'll talk about these.
I have so many creepy photographer. You got 2 LA girls who like photos. There's got to be some.
Oh my
creeps
God.
behind
Okay, so this is. It's actually kind of funny now that I look
Yeah.
at it again. Here, how would you?
Oh, I didn't get you a water.
No, you did. I moved
Oh,
it.
okay.
Here's- It's a happy face.
I don't want to like this.
I like it, kind of. Do you?
It's like an emoticon with a strap on.
It's and
That's
Crocs.
so random.
And Crocs.
Why did someone send that to you?
And Crocs.
That's so bad.
It's like a sheriff emoji with a dildo and Crocs.
Why do you think they sent that to you?
I think that they were like, this'll get her. She looks like a freak. I bet she'll be into this shit. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking.
There's nothing worse than like an unrequested dick pic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've gotten some of those on Facebook. I don't know the last time I got one, but I've opened it and then I freak out because it's scary.
Yeah.
When you're not expecting a cock in your face and you're like, there's a screen and you're like, whoa.
I like in my early 20s, like when I would get dick during that's when you get dick
What's
pics
dick
mostly.
pic prime?
Yeah, that's dick pic.
yeah.
Amazon
Eventually,
dick pic
you
prime.
kind of just like
yeah.
settle out of
Yeah.
age out of dick.
Now
pics.
I hardly get any. I'm inviting them in.
Yeah, we definitely are.
Yeah, I used to like resend them to my friends, and a lot of them would get really upset, and they'd be like, "Why are you sending me this? Like, I don't want this on my phone." And then
Really?
yeah, like a couple of my friends would get like really mad.
When you sent the dick pic,
Like I'd forward it to a friend. Like,
I'd want to see it,
I know,
right?
and I'm like, "Chill out," and they'd be like,
just let me see let me
and-
see.
"Yeah."
You know what I mean? Why not?
Yeah. I will say this, and I do know this.
What?
The best dick pic is always taken from the underside.
That makes sense.
It always looks bigger.
Bigger
and
from
there's always
under.
like a vein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had this one friend that had this idea. He was like, I want to take dick pics for gay guys in West Hollywood and start my own photography studio.
Was he gay?
No, he was just a fucking freak.
That's interesting.
Yeah, right? If
Yeah.
you'd go get like
Oh, professional dick
yeah,
pics.
professional dick pics.
That's kind of funny.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
And that is pretty gay.
Let's talk photographers.
Okay.
Can I charge this?
Yeah,
real
go
fast?
ahead.
Okay, hold on. Let me just get up.
Okay, I'll start a story then.
Okay.
So when I first moved here, when I first moved here, I was living with this really hot model,
Man or woman?
a girl,
Okay.
a friend, and she did like a lot of Instagram shoots. You know him, you see him.
You know the type.
Yeah. She has like 1 million followers that she bought, and she does. And she was like, you need to do Instagram photo shoots because then people will find you and they'll like realize you're funny. And I was like, okay. Like she's like, you need to do shoots to get followers. And I was like, okay. And like I was like really hot and like I had a good body at the time.
You still are really hot.
Yeah,
and you
but it
still
was
have a good
different.
body.
It was 26, you know?
Ugh, I know.
Yeah.
I know that.
yeah.
I know the feelings.
Like you don't need a Photoshop. You're just like, this is me.
Yeah.
Exactly as is.
Oh yeah.
So I did a shoot with this guy and he started like jacking off in front of me at the end.
No, the
Yeah.
photographer.
Yeah, it was really creepy. And then another guy, this is like much.
Wait.
I have 3 mini stories.
Back up. Okay. Is the shoot over?
The shoot was over, and then he like pulled on his pants and he was like naked. And he was like, "Come here," and I was like, "And do what?" And he was like, "Just sit here," and I was like, "Can I get the photos?" He's like, "I will. Just sit here," and I was like, "Okay," and then
And
I
he
just sat there and watched, and then he like came on his stomach, and I was like,
he just came on his stomach?
"Yeah," and then he's like, "I'll send them to you," and I was like, "Okay," and then I just left.
Ew.
I know.
Can you load them on the hard drive now?
I know.
That's what I do. I bring
Photographers never want to give you the photos. What is that?
You gotta go with the hard drive.
It's a power move.
You
That's the
can't-
Second Amendment.
give-
Photographers have to give the photos.
Yeah, we're writing our own amendments.
Yeah, we're rewriting.
We're rewriting.
Can I tell the 2 others? They're
Yes.
pretty quick. Sorry.
No, this is your
And then
podcast. We're gonna
And
get
then
to
we're gonna
mine.
get to yours. Okay.
I have only like one or two.
I have 3. The second one, I had a great shoot with this other guy all around Hollywood. It was for this character Snow Bunny that I had. And then he goes, I just want to get like a quick show. He goes, "Oh, I want to get a photo of you peeing in an alleyway at the end." He like said it in passing. And I thought that was so weird. And in my head, I was like, I'm not going to give him that photo. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, because it was in the middle of the shoot and I wanted to get weird. So then it was like the end. And he goes, okay, and let's go into an alleyway. And I was like, what do you want? And he was like, you like popping a squat, taking a pee. I want to take a picture of that. And I go, I don't want to do that. And he flipped out.
What did he say?
He just like started yelling at me and like freaked out, and like he didn't send me the pictures for like a year and like just left my car. And I was like,
Because you wouldn't piss in an alley for a photo?
yeah. I was like, I don't feel comfortable with that.
That's insane.
I know.
That's insane.
I
That's
know.
like sick fetish shit.
I'm leading up to the worst story.
Oh my God. There's another?
Yeah. So the other story is I did a shoot with this guy. These are all people I've met off Instagram.
I've met some freaks off the internet.
I know. And we were having like, we were having like a really great shoot. Everything was all good. Like, it was a pretty sexy shoot. And then the last shot was me in a shower with a white t-shirt with no bra.
Okay.
And I'm like being hot under the water. And I think I'm like a model, but I look like a whore,
Yeah.
He puts his camera, and we're taking all these like really hot pics. He puts his camera down on the bathroom counter, walked into the shower
No.
with his clothes on, and just started fingering me without asking
No.
and making out with me.
No.
Like
No.
he just went for it.
No.
And I made back with him for like a second because I was like, oh, this feels hot. But then I was like, who is this fucking loser?
That's crazy.
I know.
Did you get the photos?
Yeah, I did. They were great.
That's so
I know,
good.
but I was like, this is
disgusting.
I know.
These photographers on the internet.
I don't think I did any shoots after that. I was like, I think I'm beginning to realize what shoots are.
Yeah. Were you ever on Model Mayhem?
No, I didn't take it that far.
I did.
Yeah, a lot of girls did.
I took it to Model
I didn't
Mayhem.
feel like I deserved it.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I wasn't Russian enough.
Model Mayhem was the trashiest website of all time. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm a model and I'm looking for work.
Yeah.
And I like uploaded my photos up there and I like met some people off there. And then I started dating this dude who was like a headshot photographer. The one that we ran into at Sweet Green.
Yeah.
And I made us leave or
T.
something. What?
T.
What do you mean T?
That's his name.
We're gonna rename him. Let's say his name was
Zed.
Let's say his name was Ned. Let's say his name was Ned.
I said Zed.
Yeah,
But we
or
think
Zed.
Ned is worse.
Let's say his name was Ned. He's more of a Ned.
Yeah.
Then his headshot company was called Ned Shots.
No.
Yes. And it was something very similar to that. Okay, so he's like, oh my God, he was such a weirdo. He was obsessed with himself, but he was also like a photographer. But you know the photographers that think that they're the talent?
No.
He was like feeling himself. Like he really wanted to be in front of the camera,
Uh-huh.
So he would always like try to like dress really cool in his mind, like Burning Man clothes.
Ugh.
Like he'd have like a raccoon tail hanging off the side. And like he made his own kombucha. And then he took he's like, look, I have like bacteria. He had like a little like bacteria thing growing underneath his sink for his kombucha that he was brewing at home. He was a nightmare, and he loved Burning Man, and he had a headshot company, Ned Shots. So he was the worst, and he used to always play like heavy beats while he would take my pictures. He was the worst. But I remember specifically, this is just like photographers
Was he good?
being assholes. He was okay. And then I remember he told me one time in the shower, he looked at me and goes, everything would just look so much better if you ran.
Ran?
Yeah, like my body would look so much better if I ran.
Ew.
Photographers.
What an asshole.
I'm trying to think, do I have...
What'd you say back?
Oh?
Yeah.
It was like one of those really
You're
awkward
like, oh.
moments. He also he was the nightmare. He on my birthday, he didn't know it was my birthday, even though I told him like 6 times. And
Yeah.
he texted me on my birthday and said, I had an audition, killed it. Have another audition, gonna kill that one too.
And he never booked anything.
He never booked anything.
Oh my God. I hate him.
I know, but like, I'm trying to think. I've done like some weird like indie shoots.
Okay.
Like I did a indie drama where I played a heroin addict.
Oh, that's cool.
No, it was terrible.
Okay.
I was the lead. I didn't get paid. It was 3 weeks of shooting. I had like
Actors Access or
backstage.
okay.
I had like a fake track mark on because I was like a heroin addict, and I was like, I was like in my feelings. Like I was like, I have to research how to like light a spoon. Like I was in it. You know what I mean? And then I like cut together like a what is it? A reel, a dramatic reel. That was cut to Elliott Smith with all these scenes from the acting for my feature.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot about it. And then I was updating my YouTube page recently and I was like, oh my God. And I watched it and it was so humiliating.
Really?
And I'm like, yes. It's like me like 23, like crying and like playing a heroin addict.
Can you cry on command?
Yeah, I probably could.
Wow.
Could you? I bet you could.
I cried almost when you were talking about the Ned thing.
The Ned thing.
When you started describing the raccoon tail and the kombucha, like I had tears in my eyes.
Yeah, like that's a trigger.
I don't know if you saw.
You want to know what else Ned did?
No.
He was like really into like DIY stuff. Ugh. So he would like he had a burnt bagel that he lacquered, and then he made it into a clock. You know the type. Is that a type? He was like, yeah, I turned that burnt bagel into a clock.
Okay. This is the kind
These
of
are the
person who
people
grew up
I
with
date.
a mom who said you can be whatever you want.
Yeah, that's exactly true. He's making his own kombucha. He's got
What
a
else is he
headshot
doing?
company. He's going to Burning Man.
I hate him.
I
hate this
actively
person. This is the
involved.
archetype of someone I hate.
Yeah, he's bad. He was a bad person.
You
that
haven't
I
been to
dated.
Burning Man, have you?
No.
Thank God.
I'm so lucky I made it out alive. There's a few years ago.
went.
You-
I almost went. There was like gonna be. It was like all these hot girls were like going. It was probably shady, and I like met them at this feather store, and then
Wait, what's a feather store?
it was like a store where they're gonna make these like headdresses. And I got invited to go. It was when I first moved here. I didn't really know anyone.
Wait. You got invited to a feather store, Chelsea?
Yeah, and then I got there and I was like, I can't do this. And I walked out. And I was like, I'm not going. I just like couldn't do it.
What does that mean? Like an arts and crafts store?
It was like some store that was like in Echo Park.
Okay.
It was like an arts and crafts store that was like that had like a lot of feathers.
A Burning Man.
It was like a Spanish store.
Like an arts and crafts store.
I don't know. It was some East Side shit.
Yeah.
They knew where to go.
Yeah.
You know what's so weird? But whatever. I'm so glad I didn't go. This photographer, I forgot. So I like never had good experiences taking headshots.
Yeah.
For like a very long time. I never really got headshots I liked. I would get very uncomfortable having my photo taken.
Me too.
Shout out to John Premosh, by the way.
Who's the best?
He's
the best.
Right before him, I did another shoot with another guy, and that was like the first time I had great shots. But every time I shoot with John, I love shooting with him. He's amazing.
He's so talented. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like also not creepy, which is great.
He's awesome.
I know.
Yeah.
It's-
John, you better use this clip on your social media.
You're welcome.
Fuck you. Just kidding.
That was a threat.
And
Tell Caitlin hi.
Hi, Caitlin. Wait, so then sorry.
We have to give John credit where it's due.
No, of
you know
course.
what I mean?
Gotta give John credit.
Wait,
so then I did this one shoot with this photographer. And they're all like, they're all like the expensive, popular ones. And I was at his studio and I got like a creepy vibe from him.
Yeah.
And like his family was there, like in the other room doing something, which I thought was inappropriate. But I think like knowing his wife was like close by, I think made him like get off in a weird way. So he did this like weird thing. Like, I don't know if he was trying to like get me thinking about something or what, but I was going to Greece on vacation and I told him. So he has the camera and then he's poking his head out and saying stuff to me. And he goes, "So are you going to go skinny dipping in Greece?"
No.
And then he would like say these like weird comments, like provoking me. And then he'd go back and I would just see a smile.
No.
Yeah. Did you feel like his camera was like
so
here?
Go skinny dipping in Greece?
So he'd be like, "So you going to hook up with the guys in Greece?" And then he'd like go back and he's like,
"No, I don't like it."
And he'd be like, "So what are you going to do with the guys in Greece?"
No.
I know.
That's crazy.
And all the pictures are so bad because I was just like so uncomfortable.
There's nothing worse than being uncomfortable. I got a job off Model Mayhem as a Hot Topic model on their website.
Nice.
And they made me wear like different Pikachu hats and stuff like that.
You're like,
yeah. It was like, and I was like, that's tight. I got $100 and I drove to Commerce.
Where is it? Oh, where the casino is?
That's a piece of shit. It's a hellhole. It was the worst thing. It just like, it wasn't worth it at all.
Yeah.
So humiliating. But what are you going to do? You got to do stuff.
Yeah.
You got to try some stuff. And then you know not to do it. Like if I had a daughter, I'd be like, no, you're not shooting with some fucking photographer off the internet.
Mm-hmm. For me, it felt like a very like early career, like not really knowing what I was doing, to feel like I was creating content and like, so I stopped doing like, and then these like photographers would be like, "Hey, you want to shoot again?" And I'd be like, and I it just felt like a waste of time to me.
Yeah.
To participate in that sort of, and then I was like, I'm not doing any photos unless they're funny. Like I'm not doing these sexy photo shoots anymore.
Right.
Like that's all I was doing. And then I'm like, this doesn't. Oh, and then, so I was posting these like slutty photos of me in like lingerie.
Okay.
And I was working here, and it was pretty early on. And one night, 3 people said something to me, or it was over a couple of days. Michael Costa, Brian Moses, and Francisco Ramos, all 3 random people. They all came up to me and like very nicely and in a very cool way. They were like, "Hey, why do you post those photos on Instagram?" And they're like, "You want to be a comedian, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Then stop doing that." And it wasn't mean. It was helpful, and it was like really gentle, and like I was able to hear it.
Yeah.
And it was from the randomest people. I only been working here like a year.
Yeah.
But it just meant a lot to me.
Yeah, well, because I do think that
and then I never did it again.
It's so confusing though, too, like as a woman that's attractive in comedy. Cuz you're like, this is how I look.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But it's also like, it's just a matter of like, what are you choosing to play up?
Yeah. Well, shooting with like John doing like fun photos feels
so different.
That's like comedy content, promotional photos.
And they're like so well shot and like editorial looking.
Yeah.
But it's like it's more art than anything. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, for sure. And it's just, I remember, I mean, I've done so many weird projects on the internet. Like I had I did like this short that it was terrible. It was about parkour. You know about parkour?
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Stuff that Abby Roberge does.
that does seem like stuff Abby Roberge
Yeah, he does it.
Abby Roberge is like a 12-year-old boy sometimes.
He's really good looking.
He's really good looking.
He's not like he's too pretty for me, but I can objectively say he's like very good looking.
Best bone structure in comedy.
It's gorgeous.
It's unreal.
He's gorgeous. The other night I was working with him and I was like, "You're so dreamy."
He is.
He's a friend. I'm not being weird.
No, it's true. He has great bone structure.
And then I get weird. I was like, I'm not being weird.
No, neither am I. We're both so weird right now.
I think if you say I'm not being weird, then you're weird.
Yeah.
Actually, me and Steven were having this conversation. We were talking about who the good-looking people in comedy are. And Steven was coming up with more good-looking guys than I was.
That's amazing.
He was like, oh, what about that guy? I was like, oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, because it's like, I don't know. It's
well.
What were you gonna say?
Well, okay. So for me, and I think I've talked about this before on the pod, but do you feel like when you dress cute, you don't do as well on stage? But you always wear dresses and skirts to begin with.
I'm just so used to dressing the way that I dress.
So you feel comfortable in your outfit.
Unless I go beret. The one time that we both wore berets, that was the most vulnerable night of my life.
And that really brought us together, by the way.
That really did. Berets bringing bitches together.
You could wear one with that top, by the way.
I know, I was thinking.
What's that neckline?
It's like off the shoulder. I guess it is a boat neck. That is. She knows a thing or two about fashion. Ooh.
I don't know why I did that.
Just push up those titties.
Hello.
Oh, hey, listeners. Wait.
And viewers.
What were we just talking about a second ago?
Oh, the beret. We both wore a beret one night.
Did you feel...
And I saw you and I was like, I'm sweating. I was like so nervous in the beret. And then Kevin Christie goes, I like was about to open the show and I was like, I feel so self-conscious. I'm wearing this beret right now. And I had already gone too far. I couldn't take it off. My hair would look messed up.
You have to keep it on is the thing.
Once you put a beret on, you can't
take it off. You have to commit.
Yeah, and Kevin goes, do not bring up the hat. He goes, wear the beret, but do not bring up the hat. You never acknowledge the hat. And I thought that was so funny.
Did you see this? He just posted this video of him with his stickers.
No, I didn't see it.
He has this new thing that he's doing. It's just showing off his sticker collection. It's funny. If you're looking for funny Kevin Christie sticker content,
and we'll look it up. A lot of shout outs today.
Yeah, a lot of shout outs.
But yeah, like I feel the most comfortable in like jeans and a t-shirt on stage. And I feel like anytime I slightly dress up, they just don't accept me. Especially like at potluck on Monday nights. For some reason, like if I like last week I wore jeans and like a little bit of a midriff top. You know, like a crop top for the kids.
Yeah.
And
for the kids.
And Monday night, I wore a pleated plaid skirt.
Okay.
And I feel like they were just like, that's me not supporting me. You know, like I just felt like they just like did not.
Okay, but this is the thing. I feel like you got to do it cutesy.
Okay. Like quirky?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I look too hot to go on stage right now. And I know that sounds
like in what you're wearing now.
I could not wear this either.
I think you could, because this is cute.
Well, people have said, is it the way that you feel in it on stage?
That's what
people are reading, and it's not even that.
That's what it has to be.
Yeah, I can't do it. I've realized like I really hit a bottom with it. It's like I just have to wear jeans and a t-shirt, and like my hair, I just like can't. I don't know.
But that makes sense, because like for me, honestly, I feel better in like a bow tie on stage than without one. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like some mental illness.
Like a masculine thing?
It's just like I feel like I feel like it kind of just makes me feel like more approachable.
We're attractive for female comedians and in life. I do know that.
Yeah. Well, let's be real.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to sound like an asshole. These are just the facts. And so I feel like I have to like downplay myself more.
But this is the thing. I do think that there is something powerful about a woman who's attractive and funny.
Yeah.
And like
me too. I'm not there yet though. I don't know. It's not working for me. Like I keep trying to fight against that. But I think that's
also like
in my head.
Mental.
Yeah.
Because it has to do with like what you're putting out. Because if you're putting out the vibe of like, oh, they don't like me because I'm in this skirt, then they're gonna pick up on that.
Yeah, I better just wear jeans then. I don't know how to change it.
Then just wear jeans.
Yeah.
Right?
Or a potato sack.
But also, it's
Burlap.
like, I can't be wearing skirts and dresses my whole life. What happens after I have kids? I'm gonna give up and just start wearing
Really?
fucking cargo pants.
I never see you in pants.
I have pants. I don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm also like kind of like bigger on bottom, so I
Mhm.
feel like it's like a lot.
Yeah. You
In
look
a
really
way.
good in like you dress well. You know, you're very stylish. And I think you like found probably what works, you know.
For my body type.
Yeah.
Like I've kind of figured out like how to dress. But I do think that I almost feel sometimes that when I wear pants it can almost be distracting because my butt and thighs are big.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't even know that.
Because they're always covered. Because like I have a skirt. Or,
You're
like,
Puerto
a dress.
Rican.
Yeah. I'm Puerto Rican and it shows. Yeah,
you put them on, people were like, "Oh, no,
yeah.
And a pair of hooves.
Yeah, instantly.
Can you play it up?
My Puerto Rican side?
Yeah.
If I wore jeans, you'd be like, "Oh, for sure."
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, the last time I wore pants here, Eleanor was like, "Put that thing away about my ass."
So
and I
funny.
was like, "That's so funny," because I don't think people realize I have a big like butt.
Yeah. You would look good in like bell bottoms.
I love a bell bottom. I have bell bottoms.
I think
I think you'd be so good in them.
I need the right ones.
We gotta get you some bell bottoms.
Yeah, we do.
You need bell bottoms.
Yeah, we do.
Because you love a t-shirt.
I love a tee.
I'm
comfortable
I see
in a
you in
tee.
bell bottoms, denim bell bottoms, a t-shirt, and a boot.
I want a 70s look.
Yeah, that's it.
You know who does the 70s look really cute?
Who?
Do you know Mike Schmidt's girlfriend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She dresses so cute.
Mm-hmm.
And she has like the Bridget Bardot bangs. She has been dressing like really 70s and cute lately.
And you feel inspired.
Yeah, I do.
Well,
I want to copy her. Sorry, copying you.
She's copying your
you.
style.
Let's talk about your show coming out.
Oh yeah, I have a show coming out. When does this come out? Next week?
Next Wednesday.
So then the show is out. The show's out
today.
The
tomorrow.
show comes out tomorrow. Technically, yeah.
So Sarah,
yes, I have a
has
show.
a Comedy Central show coming out.
It's out. By the time this airs, it's out.
Coming out. It is out
right now.
It's out.
It's out right now.
Show's out. Check it out.
Show's out. It's on Comedy Central YouTube on their YouTube original page. It's called Shenks for Smoking. It's the most whimsical weed show on the internet. And right now, there's one episode that's out with Doug Benson.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how many have you recorded?
We've filmed 6.
Filmed. Amazing. I've seen it. I've been a little bit a part of the behind the scenes action.
Yes.
And by that I just mean Sarah showed it to me while she was editing it.
Yes.
Which makes me feel good.
Did it?
To get to like see it before.
It did.
That's a cool feeling.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you helped me a lot because it's like when you get something and you're like, it's your first time doing it and you're like,
you want to check with someone and be
you
like,
want
this
to
is
check
cool.
with someone.
And it did.
Thank you. You want to check with someone because you're like, I think it looks cool, but I also, there's moments when you look at yourself and you're like, I hate myself today.
Yeah.
It's very weird because I'm used to listening to myself.
You're really good at that.
At what?
At being like confident with your self-assured.
It's
sometimes I feel like such a fucking idiot on this podcast.
No, you're not. You're not.
Self-assurance.
Self-assured. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I think it's just like
you don't second guess yourself.
What do you mean?
Like you're like, yeah, like this is there another word for this?
No. I get what you're saying, but in regards to what? Like you don't think I second guess myself?
Like I feel like you're pretty like self-confident, you know. Like you're not like you're not like an insecure person.
I have to really work on it though.
And I'd love to know how after you talk about
well, because I feel like I don't know, I just am trying to like detach from it in a way. Like I did my job. It's done.
Yeah.
That's who I am. And if you don't like it, then sorry. Like I can't change what I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I also was recommended this book that I haven't read, but I was recommended by Christina Hutchinson from Guys We Fuck Pod.
Yeah.
And the last book recommendation she gave me was fucking amazing. Women Who Love Too Much. But this one was called The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem.
Ooh,
And
I
she
need
said
that.
it's like great for self-esteem, and I'm thinking of reading it. So I trust her because the last
I'm
book
gonna
she
get
gave
that.
me was amazing, and she's also a comic. So
Yeah.
if she says it's amazing, then it probably is.
Yeah, I need a lot of help with that.
With
I mean, I'm
self-esteem?
always just like always. I just feel like for me, it's like I feel like it's like a never-ending process, and I feel like there's always growth that I need to get in that area.
Yeah, but you're also committed to self-growth.
Thank you.
Which is more than a lot of other people can say.
Really?
Yeah.
Are not a lot of other people committed to self-growth?
I don't think so.
I'm just repeating the statement.
I think that a lot of other people are not committed to self-growth because I don't know. I feel like there's like a divide. I feel like especially like in comedy, you could either like get lost in like the darkness that the world has to offer, which if you do, there is a lot of darkness of like competition and ego and drugs and alcohol and like that, or you can like work on like self-improvement and like go like the Gary Shandling direction kind of. I don't know if you saw the Zen
I
Diaries.
did, but I'm trying to remember.
He just like
what that means.
worked on himself a lot.
Yeah.
And just like I feel like
journaling.
Yeah, just like I feel like if you're gonna do something where you're constantly trying to get approval from others, in order to balance that, you got to do some type of self-care. Like take care of like your mental health, your self-esteem, like all of that shit. Work out. Otherwise, you're just constantly wanting people to accept you.
Yeah, do some spiritual work.
Yeah, and I think that like I don't know, because like if I can pinpoint a time when I felt like the most insecure and most unaccepted, it would be like in middle school. And I feel like that felt so terrible.
I remember what I wore on the first day of middle school.
What was it?
On the first day of 6th grade, I wore this like blue t-shirt that I think I got from Hot Topic and a ball chain necklace. And on the first day of 7th grade, I wore a white BB shirt.
Oh, did it say BB?
Yeah, with the black letters.
Oh, but did it have... Did you have any with the rhinestones?
I didn't. I just had the white with the black letters.
Ugh.
Which one did you have?
I don't know if I had any BB shirts.
Whoa.
And I feel like kind of...
You weren't popular, were you?
No, but I had, not in middle school, but in high school.
Huh.
In high school is when I got popular.
Okay.
But I was so unaccepted for most of my childhood.
Really? I felt that way too.
Really?
I never felt like I fit in. And I felt like I was always on the outside. I was teased a lot in elementary school.
Me too.
Really? What would people say to you?
They would call me fat. They would tell me, because I was like short and like I was like chubby. I was probably like the same weight that I am now, but like in 4th grade and like probably 3 or 4 inches shorter.
Okay.
So I was like 4'11" and like 120 pounds, which is pretty. I was like a little round. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I was fat and happy. I had no idea what was
They're always happy.
Yeah.
You think you're teasing the fat one.
Yeah, I'm having the time of my life.
We're fucking happy. How do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just like kids were mean, and I just was weird, kind of. Like I was into different things than other kids. I had like an insane imagination. Like I had like 1 or 2 friends, and we would like tie our shoelaces together and like run across the fucking playground like nerds. And I would collect Beanie Babies. I had so many of them, and then I would play this game called Beanie Baby Hospital where I would operate on them, and like I was crazy. And I would like
That's not crazy. It sounds like a child.
Yeah, and then I would do like I was really into the talent shows. I was into like I was just weird.
You sound cool.
We probably would have been friends. Okay, so tell me what were you like?
I like in elementary school, people would be like, brush your hair. And I guess I like didn't brush my hair.
You didn't?
Not really. I mean, sort of. I was very much of a tomboy, like very much.
Oh, I went through that too.
I still feel like I am kind of a tomboy, to a degree, but some people would be like, no, you're very girly. I don't know. I like skateboarded. I loved Howard Stern.
You did?
Yeah, in like 4th grade, I would like listen to him on my like Walkman.
No.
And I would always be like by myself, like at lunch, like skateboarding around listening to Howard Stern.
No.
Yeah, when I saw Aaliyah.
You sound cool.
I was cool. They just didn't fucking know it, and that's their problem.
Yeah.
When I was listening, Aaliyah's "Are You That Somebody" video, like that,
Yeah.
I wore a black sports bra to school one day,
No.
and my mom in the car just like had a feeling, and I had like just a sweatshirt zipped up to the top, and she goes, "What's under that?" And I was like, "A shirt." She goes, "Let me see," and it was a sports bra. And then I
No.
took off my sweatshirt when I got to school, and I was just like rocking the sports bra with like some baggy pants. I was,
But who would tease you?
just like some fucking girl who's fat now.
What would they say?
I only remember one time a girl saying "brush your hair" to me, but
But
I
it's
tease people too.
You did?
Yeah, I really teased this one girl, and I felt really bad about it. And I tried to make an amends to her, like for AA, and she didn't want to hear it.
Recently?
A couple of years ago, I was like, "Hey, I'm in AA, and I want to make an amends to you." And she goes, "What do you want?" And I said, "I want to apologize for being really mean to you in 4th grade." And then she didn't write back. She didn't want to hear it.
I'm waiting for this bitch Maggie to apologize to me. So Maggie, if you're out there and you're
Fuck you,
listening,
Maggie.
fuck you, Maggie. You know who you are.
Yeah, you know
She
who you
followed
are.
me on MySpace. I remember years later, blocked.
There you are, bitch.
Yeah, no, she was a bitch. She was such a bitch from the first day of kindergarten to the last day of 8th grade because I went to the same school from kindergarten through 8th grade.
What was your MySpace name?
Oh, fuck.
Mine was Smackin' Babies That They Christenin'.
No.
Yeah. Like the
Chelsea,
Biggie song. I hope you listen in. Smackin' Babies That They Christenin'.
Chelsea.
Smackin' Babies That They Christenin'.
You need to write that down. That is one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Really?
I don't know why. I don't know what mine was. I remember my AIM screen name was, I had 2.
Mm-hmm.
Crybaby.
From the
Crybaby
movie?
2013. I don't know. I was 13 when I made it.
Okay.
And then also Cherry Chica.
That's cute.
I don't know.
Mine was Bubble 8811.
Bubble 8811.
Because my mom really liked the show Absolutely Fabulous, and I liked Bubbles, like the crazy little assistant.
I never watched that show.
Yeah.
What was it? Bubbles?
Bubble 8811.
Bubble 8811.
Yeah, did you go into chat rooms on
Yeah.
AOL?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I remember I was on one time, and this guy got so weird. He was like, "I'll give you a nickel if you tickle my pickle." And then I told my mom, and she took the keyboard, and she was like, "My daughter is like 10," and like was like writing to him. Yeah.
No, I'll give
Yeah.
you a nickel if you tickle my pickle. Wait.
I feel like we got away from your show, by the way.
Oh, it's fine. What did you want to talk about it more?
So,
We
yeah,
can-
a couple things more.
Okay. We can. What else do you want to know about it?
So you actually smoked weed
I smoked
and got
weed.
high.
Yes.
That's real. Because I think a lot of people think it wouldn't be real.
No, it's real.
You were smoking weed actually with all your guests.
Yes, I was smoking weed actually with all of the guests. So we filmed like 3 in a day.
Mm-hmm. Who are some of the guests that you have on so we can look forward to watching those?
Doug Benson, that one's out. And then next week's is with Josh Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's my
then-
favorite one.
That one is.
Yeah.
And then Teddy Ray and Beth Stelling and Jessa May. Yeah, there's
Brian Moses.
Moses. That's it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good ones.
And there's some cameos by
Sandro.
Yeah.
Sandro Lociano. I don't know how to say his last name. Sorry,
Yoko
Sam.
Ono.
Yeah, it's like Yoko Ono, but with an L. That's what he said.
Oh.
That's how I remember it. Loco.
Yokiano.
Locolon. And I'm fucking
He's
it up.
Italian.
He's
He's so
talented.
funny. He's
Yes.
so funny.
So he plays the merman on the show, and he's kind of like my sidekick. He comes out and kind of like helps move the show along, and he's just like great off the cuff. He always has something fun to say, and he's like so in the moment. And
Mhm.
we get high, and there's an activity, and we spin a wheel, and that's how we decide the way we're going to consume the weed. Whatever the wheel lands on, that's what we smoke out of. And then the merman brings it out, and then he brings out an activity for us, and then we have a snack, and that's it.
Did you ever like find yourself like high and you were just like spaced out like that? And then you're like, oh shit, I'm filming something.
No, because
Or did you feel like self-conscious?
I actually felt so present in it, which was so weird.
Wow.
It was so weird because you would think that it might be like that, but it was so
Yeah.
fun.
Like I've never been high on stage or anything, but like when I was like I haven't smoked weed in 6 years, but like when I would get high, like I probably feel like I would get like self-conscious.
Yeah, but like I don't know, because for me I smoke pot regularly. It's not, I don't know. I kind of, my whole thing with pot is like I like smoking pot. I don't think it's my personality. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I think there's a fine
Yeah.
line.
We know some that are.
Yeah, there's like a fine line between being someone that smokes pot and likes to get a little high and have
being
fun.
pot that someone smokes you.
Yeah,
No.
and then being like brain dead.
Like I was brain dead.
You know what I mean?
I was like, I was such a fucking pothead.
You were?
So I had rainbow colored toe socks and a poncho.
No.
I was such a pothead.
No.
When I went to boarding school in Switzerland when I was 15, there was a talent show and I was like, I want to do something. And I went up in front of the entire school and I just go, all right.
No.
And then I walked away and everyone was like, loved it.
No.
Yeah, and I got in so much trouble.
Why?
And everyone would just come up to me at school and be like, all right.
That's all you did? That's
all
funny.
I did. I made it like I was going to do like a whole thing. And then
at
I was
the talent
just like,
show?
yeah, and I would just go, all right.
And what were you wearing? Your rainbow socks?
Some
and a
weird
poncho?
shit. But
wait,
it's
why'd
like,
you go to Switzerland?
because I got to in coke in school.
And then you got sent to Switzerland.
And my mom was really upset. And at the same time, she reminds me of this because she never wanted me to act like I got sent away.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a story I've been telling myself and everybody else.
Okay.
But I also always wanted to go to boarding school.
Okay.
And I was getting in trouble at this time. So I was like, can I just go to boarding school in Switzerland? So I applied. I sent in all the stuff and I got in. So it was just like the right timing.
Wait, you went to boarding school in Switzerland?
Yeah, but I only went for a semester because I got really bad grades. I got all D's. It was really expensive. It was like 30,000 plus like other stuff for like one semester.
Okay.
So I went for like 8 months.
Was it fun?
It was incredible.
What was fun about it?
It was just really fun. First of all, there was no drinking age there.
Okay.
You know, we're in Europe. And I got there and they had drug testing in the school and I didn't know that. So I was like, I'm just going to manipulate them. So I went into the dean's office and I was like, oh, I had no idea that you have drug testing. Like I just smoked weed right before I came here. And, you know, it does say it takes 4 months for that to get out of your system. So I think it's going to take a little bit longer for me. And then I just kept doing drugs and I never got drug tested because of that. And I would always just like weasel my way out.
No.
Yeah, like I bought coke off the street. It's called Bomba.
No, you bought coke.
I was 15. Yeah, so I would go like we'd all like go out in town. So I'd like go out and there'd be these like black guys and you could tell like who the coke dealers were. And then they would wrap the coke in saran wrap and keep it in their mouth. And they walk by you and they're like, Bomba, Bomba, Bomba.
No, and the coke's in saran wrap in their mouth?
Yeah, and then I would buy it from them and then I would go into McDonald's and like put it on the toilet seat. Because when you're 15, you don't care.
Yeah.
And then just like snort it off and like.
And now you're such a germaphobe.
I know.
There's no way that would fly.
No way.
There's no way you would do coke off of a
never
toilet.
I did like so many crazy things. I was just like always partying, getting fucked up, and like spending my parents' money.
I would party and get fucked up too.
Yeah,
for
I'm
years.
grateful that I went
to Switzerland.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Was the food good?
Incredible.
I feel like there's a lot of Nutella. Am I wrong?
There is. I was anorexic pretty much before I went, and I gained like 15 pounds. So when I came back, I had my hair dyed blonde. I parted my hair to the side. I was tan. I gained 15 pounds and I had boobs and suddenly I was hot. And I just came back from Europe. So I had like a cool change. You know? Like before I was like a skinny like pothead and then I was just like a hot European chick. At least that's how I felt.
That's crazy. The evolution of Chelsea Skidmore.
Yeah. Did you have a high school evolution?
Oh, well, between like 8th grade and 9th grade, in 8th grade, I was like, oh shit, high school's coming. I gotta lock it up. I gotta start working out. I gotta like eat better. So by the time 9th grade came around, then I was hot. And then I just shed my nerdy identity that I had from kindergarten through 8th grade. Because I was with the same kids from kindergarten through 8th grade. So once you're a nerd.
So was I.
You were?
Yeah.
So once you're a nerd in the beginning, then you stay that.
There's room to grow.
Not me.
You gotta do a different part.
You know what I mean? Not me.
Yeah. How old were you when you lost your virginity?
14.
Oh, that's early.
How old were you?
16.
I was 14.
I was like kind of prude.
14's young. Don't you think?
What is that, 8th grade?
Ninth. I was in 9th.
What was the situation?
Oh,
If you can share.
It was with my lover,
Okay.
Gus.
Ew.
That was his name.
Was he Italian?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And
Gus. You don't meet many Gus's anymore.
no, his full name was Augustine. Gus was short for
Oh,
it.
is Gus normally short for Augustine?
I don't know. It's so funny though.
Oh, that's interesting. I never knew where
Who's
Gus.
named Augustine?
Well, I know Augustino.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only one I know.
Okay.
To be fair.
So
Augustine.
yeah, I lost my virginity to a Gus.
Yeah.
And we were dating for like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I remember he was like, remember the first time he asked me if I could suck his dick, and I saw his dick, and I was like, whoa, that is
It looked
haunting. The vein, the whole fucking
Like it just looked
shabam.
like gross.
I was just like, ugh. And I'm
Yeah.
14.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's not appetizing.
no, it's like, ew.
Yeah.
But then we had sex. That was the first time I had sex. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were in a relationship, and then I had my slutty phase wasn't until like college.
Same.
And then I went hard in the paint.
In the paint?
In the paint.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I just
What does hard in the paint mean?
It means like when you I don't know. When you do it up.
Oh, okay.
When you go hard.
Yeah.
I went hard. in
Yeah,
the
I'd
slut
say I
phase.
got slutty when I was 18.
Okay.
But I wasn't slutty really. Well, I would make out with a lot of guys.
yeah.
But I wasn't like having sex with a lot of people. I only had sex with like I think I had only had sex with one person by the time I got to college. I only had sex with like one person in high school.
Yeah, I only had sex with a couple
and
people.
he didn't even like me.
Really?
No.
Is that who you lost your virginity to?
Oh, no, you're right. Then I had sex with 2 people. Sorry.
Okay.
The person I lost my virginity to was my brother's best friend.
No.
And
Is your brother younger or older?
He's 2 years older, but
Okay.
everyone thinks he's younger
Okay.
because I'm so much more adult than him.
Okay.
But I was at his name was Andy, this guy, and I was at his house. He had a triple keg party. He had like a nice
3
house. He
kegs.
was like the rich kid in town.
Okay.
He looked like a gothic dinosaur.
No,
He was just
no.
like waspy.
Okay.
And we went upstairs to his room, and we had been like hooking up already a little bit,
Okay.
just like casual stuff, nothing crazy. And he put the Paris Hilton sex tape on. In
No,
the
One Night in
background.
Paris.
Yes,
Oh,
because that
trust-
was like when it came
That
out.
was a hot tape.
Yeah.
I've watched it. You know, she's got the makeup on. It's a whole lot.
Yeah. And she's like, that's hot.
Yeah.
And he put it on in the background.
What?
And I had all my clothes still on. And then we like had sex and it was like in the background. And I was like, I know it's not supposed to be like this. And so I lost my virginity to the Paris Hilton sex tape.
That's insane.
I know. It's crazy. And people used to call me Paris in high school too. So it like didn't feel good. And then it was just like bizarre. And my clothes were still on.
It's so
Like
weird.
I was wearing like a dress and a skirt, but I was wearing a skirt and like a top, but I just like took off my underwear.
That
it was
sounds
just like
so not
it was-
good.
It was really uncomfortable. And then I go to him, "You're taking my virginity." And he goes, "No, I'm not."
No.
Yeah. So then after he
said,
like,
"No, I'm not."
he's like, "No, I'm not." And I was like, it was so
No.
uncomfortable. And then after he went to the bathroom and then he comes back in and looks at me and he goes, "Oh, you're still here?"
No.
Yeah, it really hurt my feelings.
No.
I know. Isn't that horrible?
Yeah, men are terrible.
Yeah.
I remember one time I hooked up with this guy who came inside of me,
Mm-hmm.
for lack of a better term.
Really?
Yes.
Did you have to take Plan B?
Yes. And he goes, I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going to go get Plan B. And then he goes, he's like, oh, let me see if I have cash. I don't have cash. And then I was like,
Did he check though?
yeah, no.
Did he even open up his
no,
wallet?
No. And I'm like, it's fine. I'll get it. And he goes, cool. I'll get the next one.
I'll get the next one.
I'll get the next
What
one.
is it? A check at dinner?
Like, no,
I'll
you're
get
not
the
going to
next
just blow
one.
your load into me again.
How old were you?
I was like in my early 20s.
Oh, I've never taken Plan B or had an abortion.
You haven't taken Plan B?
No.
I've taken Plan B a few times. I haven't had an abortion.
Have you
luckily.
gotten sick? Dude, I feel like I'm like the only one of my friends who haven't had an abortion, who hasn't had one.
I know that you like to knock on wood, so
I know, and
now
I'm so
getting-
happy there's a fucking wood table because
Yeah.
most of the time you never really find wood
No,
anymore.
because
to
every
knock
time
on.
we're out and you want to knock on something, you don't even care that it's not wood.
Wood is
You'll
sparse.
just start knocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't it make you sick when you take it?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, also, it's like, I'm just at the point in my life now where it's like, I'm glad that I did hook up with a lot of people and dated a lot of people and tried
Mhm.
all that stuff, but it's like, it's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
Meeting people, dating people,
Yeah.
like
Dating apps.
dating apps.
So what was your first dating app? Because I started on Match.com was my first.
Okay, Cupid, the free one. That's where I met Ned from Ned Shots.
Oh. I did Match.com. I think I was 20 years old. It was like when it was just for the parents. Like dating apps really just used to be for our parents, for divorced parents. I think it started with the evolution of Match.com
Yeah.
being for parents who were divorced.
Yeah. Or like older people looking
Doesn't
for
that sound-
love.
Doesn't that sound familiar, right? And then we
Yeah.
took that shit and fucking ruined it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it used to be. So I signed up for Match.com because I had just moved from Hawaii and I was really upset. This was in 2011.
Okay.
And I was talking to this one guy. I only met one guy. And he seemed so hot. He seemed really cool, like a Wes Anderson type.
Okay.
Like vibe.
Character?
Oh,
Like a Wes Anderson
I just
character?
realized I meant to say Jason Schwartzman.
Okay.
He looked like a hot Jason Schwartzman.
Okay.
And he was like really going for that vibe because
Okay.
he was popular then.
Okay.
Like a very Wes Anderson-y
character.
And he tried to act like very cool and like
I know
there
the
was a
type.
vibe.
I know the type.
I fucking met him. The dude was fat. He was lame. He wasn't funny. It was a nightmare. So I deleted the profile. I never talked to him again. And then like a month later, I was shooting something. I think I was standing in on like a TV show or a movie. And he happened to walk by the set in Brooklyn and saw me on the set. But he didn't know I was standing in. But I had ghosted him, so I just felt really cool because I was like, "Oh, he thinks I'm acting on this."
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That you ran into him.
I know it was very strange, but that was the only time I did that. Then I signed up on. Then I met another guy from off Facebook. He messaged me and said, "You look like someone I should know." He ended up being my boyfriend for 3 years.
That's
who's
crazy.
now engaged to a comedian we know.
That's crazy.
Very weird. And yeah, and then I went on 2 Raya dates.
How did those go? Because I've been on Raya dates.
The Raya dates, both of them, like the first Raya date I went on, like his dad is like an extremely famous writer.
Okay.
And we went out to a bar and he like started making out with me and I truly did not even want to I don't think he listens to my podcast.
Yeah.
But I could see him possibly listening to it still.
Yeah.
I don't think so, though. Sorry if you're hearing this. Whatever. I'm probably never going to see you again. I'm not going to see you again. And
you're married.
And I just decided, like, I'm just going to fuck this guy. I was not attracted to him. I didn't want to. So we went back to his place and we had, like, a one-night stand. And I remember it was like after breakup, so I just wanted to fuck someone and then move on.
Yeah.
So I remember I was like, he was like such a dork and like so nervous. And I was like, come on, like, let's have sex. And he's like, okay. Like he was like such a dork. And then right after I was like, all right. And I started getting dressed and he goes, I feel like you just used me.
No.
And I was like, oh, it was like the roles were reversed.
Could you not wait to get the fuck out of there though?
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to be here.
Ugh, there's nothing worse.
I
There's
know.
no feeling worse than
Dude.
like sleeping with a stranger and then like instantly regretting it and
Yeah.
wanting to flee the scene.
The second guy I met, he used to be a writer on SNL.
Okay.
And he's in a bunch of shit. And he was like, meet me at this party, at this private party. And I go, okay. I met him there. It was a private party with like literally 15 people with Olivia Wilde and Jason Sudeikis. And I was like, why am I invited to this? And it just ended up being me, him, and Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde
No.
sitting together at like a table talking. And then she went off and like did her thing. And it was just me, him, and Jason Sudeikis for like an hour. And I was like,
Oh, Raya.
and I was like, This is such a Raya date.
That is such a Raya date.
But the date was like awkward with the guy. Like I had a great time talking to like Jason Sudeikis. Like he was so fucking funny. He was really cool. He was really nice. Like he's like an amazing person.
yeah.
But the dude I went out with, like he literally was like staring at the floor. We like made small talk about garbage. And then he like
Garbage
didn't
small
ask
talk?
me out again. And I was like, why aren't you asking me out again? Because I
Yeah.
just felt like I was a catch
But
for
that's
him.
Raya.
physically.
That's Raya.
That's Raya for you?
That's Raya for
Have
ya.
you been on any Raya dates?
Yes, I went on. The first Raya date I went on was with a writer. We went on a few dates. It was going well, except he was really feeling himself.
Ugh.
And he was like, okay, he was really hot. I thought he was really hot, and he was talented, and he had like this dog that was really cute. And the dog
On the date?
he brought the dog like everywhere. The dog had like this bandana around her neck.
Was this a day date?
We had day dates
Okay.
and night dates. We went on like probably 4 dates.
Oh.
The dog had like a bandana around her neck, and I thought that I was like, your dog's bandana is so cute. But then I realized that he had an electric shock collar underneath the dog's bandana, and he was shocking the dog. But when the dog didn't need to be shocked, he'd like zap the dog.
What the fuck?
And I was like, this guy's a sick fuck.
Why was he shocking the dog?
Just like he was like to be in control of the dog. Like the dog was just being a dog. You
Like-
know what I mean? Like the dog wasn't like jumping on me, and he would like shock the dog.
But like, what would the dog be like? "Ah!" Like
yeah,
out of nowhere, and
then
you
the
were like,
dog-
what happened?
Yeah, the dog would be like,
And then were you like, what
happened?
happened?
And he was like, oh, I have to shock her.
Why?
I don't
to
know.
keep her in check.
Yeah, but it wasn't. And then he like sent her away to this boot camp, and then still was shocking
He's
her.
so mean.
Okay, so those were the first red flags.
Wait, hold on. That's the kind of guy who would want to put like a vibrator clip to a girl and have like the control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like he was just like, that was weird.
Was he dominant?
Yeah. He was like dominant for like a smaller guy.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like he was like,
They always have to be.
yeah, like he just did some things that were just so Raya. Like for example, like every day he lived in this really nice apartment. It was like so nice. They had like valet at the front and like a concierge when you walk in LA.
You're like,
It's
I can get used to this.
yeah, and like, you know, like a full like the rooftops like beautiful. Like it feels like a fucking 5-star resort. Like kind of almost like a New York feel. Like not that many
we
people
love that.
we love that. Yeah. It's like so glamorous. But he would like walk into the front desk and be like, "Ugh, did a package come for me? I'm waiting for my Yeezys." And he kept doing it, and it was like such a turn off. It was like a spoiled kid, like having a meltdown that his new Yeezys weren't there. And he asked for his Yeezys like 5 or 6 times, like over the course of like 4 dates. And I was like,
Ugh.
no. And then he kept ordering
my God.
crystals. He kept ordering crystals off
That's
Etsy
mentally ill.
and showing them to me. And then he invited me to, he was like, I just have to swing by this Chainsmokers concert real quick. And I like don't know that much about the Chainsmokers.
I know one of them. I used to do coke with him all the
Really?
time.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So he's like, you just want to swing by this Chainsmokers concert real quick?
I remember that.
And we went to the Chainsmokers concert, and there was like fire coming out of the ground. It was like a Tuesday. There's like fire coming out of the ground, and like it's like the most intense like heavy beats I've ever seen. There's like a bunch of like Chinese kids like on ecstasy with like medical masks on.
Oh my God.
And it's just like this insane circus. And then
wait.
we went to the Chainsmokers concert, and then I never heard from him again.
Huh.
And I literally didn't think twice about it.
Nice.
Literally, we went out 4 or 5 times, and he didn't call me, and I never called him, and I was fine with it. And I
Yeah.
feel like he was fine with it too. We were both just not feeling it.
Yeah.
And there was like no discussion about it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is weird. Like the whole thing's weird. Like I wonder what his perception of me was.
It's weird not to get closure.
Yeah, but it was like, ugh, I don't even want it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then I went on a
Wait, can I ask you
Yeah.
one quick question?
Yeah.
So the first time the dog was there, and you're like, oh, cute. When the second time you're like, oh, is it going to be a thing? Like, was there acknowledgement of the dog? Just curious.
the dog.
Like the second time, like the
What do
first
you
time
mean?
the dog was there on the date,
Yeah.
were you like, oh, so cute. But then the second time were you like, oh,
Well, the dog.
hello again. And then the third time you're like, I see what's going on here.
Well, like I felt like, yeah, it was weird, but it also felt like he wanted the dog around, so he had something to control at all times.
Mentally ill.
That's what I mean. Like that doesn't seem like a normal person.
That's a red flag.
Yeah. It's like you are shocking the dog, but the dog doesn't need to be shocked.
That's so
And
sad.
and it's under the guise of the dog being stylish.
That's
Because the dog.
sick.
That's why I think it's sick. Because we were like going on a walk, and like some other man walked by with his dog and was like, "Oh, her bandana's so cute," and he's like, "Thanks." And I'm like, "No, it's not what it looks like.
That's sick.
There's a shock collar under it,
I don't-
and it's like it's different if the dog's gonna like bite someone's head off, but like this dog was chill. It was fucked up."
That's really disturbing.
So Raya.
Huh.
Speaking of which,
Checking the time. Keep.
Raya.
Okay, we're cool. Oh.
Oh.
What the fuck?
What? That's it.
How long do I have until? How long do we have until? I don't know. It like, is it a hard cut? Okay, maybe like 10 more minutes. Is that cool? Thank you. I
Yeah.
wasn't ready to go.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's keep going.
Okay. Any other so any other Raya dates?
I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I had this one ride date where the guy was like, okay, it was a baseball game ride date,
Mm-hmm.
and like at first it sounded fun, but then it was a very long baseball game.
That's a
for
long commitment.
First date,
Mm-hmm.
and he got really good seats, but then he was like, "This is such a Raya comment to make." He goes,
Mhm.
"I got pretty good seats, but I didn't spoil us like I normally would." And it's like, shut up.
He said that?
He said that. And the seats were good. You know what I mean?
Ugh.
He was just like kind of a douchebag.
That's so gross.
And then like we went out and we like met his friends afterwards.
Mhm.
And I didn't like his friends. And like he was drinking a lot. And I felt like I had to have a drink to tolerate him.
Mhm.
And then I was like, if that's what's happening the first time we're hanging out, then like this isn't gonna work. So I
Mhm.
just completely stopped talking to him.
Yeah.
And those were my 2 Raya dates.
Yeah, Raya is the spoiled famous person app.
Yeah. The thing that I've noticed the most about Raya is that I match with a lot of people and then they never message me. They're like, it's all ego on there.
Mhm.
And except, okay, here's a crazy fucking Raya story. This fucker. This fucking guy I match with wants to come to a comedy show. And I'm like, I don't want you to come to a comedy show because
Yeah.
I don't know you and you seem to always be in a large hat.
Ah!
You know the
I
one.
hate him.
Yeah. And
I
also I
hate
think you're
him.
missing
You're
a tooth. I think he's missing a tooth.
I thought I am done with him.
Yeah, no. Okay, so this he's
He has a hat in every picture.
and it's not just like, okay,
it's like, what's under the fucking hat?
it's like, you know, Curious George's dad, the man in the yellow hat. It's
No.
it's like Curious George's dad's hat. Okay, whatever. But
The
so,
monkey had a dad?
yeah,
A person dad?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah, it was a person dad. Well, neither here nor there. But yeah, so he has this hat on in every picture, missing a tooth on the side, by the way. That somehow slipped through the cracks, but
I'm pausing because I'm wondering if that's hot or not.
you would hate it.
Okay.
You like dental hygiene.
I do.
You would hate it.
By the way, I filmed something today and I asked someone if I had something in my teeth and they said no. And then I realized I did. And I have been interviewing people with something in my teeth.
I'm sure
And
nobody could tell.
I'm praying the camera doesn't pick it up.
Nobody can tell because you asked me before if there's something in your teeth and I've been like, no. And then you've looked and you've been like, there is.
Yeah.
And
I don't
I'm
know
like-
why, but for some reason, it's like, okay. When someone, I feel like people don't catch it. It's like, how, no one's really looking. Because I don't
Is that
think
what you're
anyone,
saying?
I think when you ask someone, is there something in my teeth? And people say no, I don't think they really want to look. No one wants to look in someone's teeth.
Well, now I'm going to look.
Thank you.
I'm
but
going to
no-
actually have to get in there next
But
time.
I don't think I don't think people actually probably want to really look. I think they're probably like, no, you're good. It's
Yeah,
like,
don't tell me if I'm good. I'm
it's
not good.
Did you look?
Yeah, that is a good point.
I feel like the more I floss, the more I now get stuff in my teeth because I'm just creating pathways.
yeah, that's how I feel.
Thank you. Because
'Cause
I almost didn't even want to admit that out loud for some
No,
reason.
I feel like that too. It like loosens up the gaps.
Yeah.
And it creates more of a crater for the food to get lodged in.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Okay,
Fall
wait.
into the gap.
That's a good place for a slogan.
Fall into the...
No, so the hat guy, insisted via text on coming to a comedy show. And I was like, no, you're not coming to my comedy show. He's like, and he did it several times. He would like look at my schedule on my Instagram and then he'd be like, can I come to this show? And I'm like, no, I want to meet you in person first before you come to a comedy show. And like, also I've said no and you're like being demanding.
He's a fan.
He's a fan.
Mm-mm.
It was weird.
I bet you he's shown up to shows.
No, that hat, you can't
know.
miss that hat.
Do guys ever hit on you after shows?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
I feel like
they're
afraid.
Because I feel like, it's so different with guys and girls. I feel like when guys perform, girls want to fuck them after shows. They're hitting on them. They're hanging out. Like, girls, like, lose their shit over some male comics,
Right.
Anytime Crystalia is here, every girl in LA is fucking here. And I've watched, like, I did a show with Steven in La Jolla at the Comedy Store one time, and I saw a girl, like, hitting on him in front of me. And she was like, oh, are you going to be here, like, for the other? I'm like, get the fuck away, bitch.
Yeah.
And tell her you have a girlfriend, by the way.
Yeah.
And, like, he was, like, playing into it a little. And I was like,
yeah.
But guys, only one time in 6 years after a show, a guy said, hey, I'd love to buy you a drink sometime.
See.
And I was like, no.
It's more like, I feel like it's more like they're afraid.
But why? And girls aren't to approach guys?
Because,
you think guys
because I think it's a power thing. Because I think that it's like when I'm on stage, I'm more alpha than I am in real life because I'm performing and I'm in my power.
You're alpha in work?
Alpha in work, beta, feminine in relationships.
And I'm learning about that.
We've been talking about it. But yeah, so I think that it is like, it's almost like intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I get a lot of messages from people after the show that'll say, you did really great. I wanted to come up and talk to you, but I was too shy.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's like, if there's a woman that's on stage and she's like doing well, and it's like intimidating. But if it's like a man in his power and like you're a feminine woman, then you probably are turned on by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
By like somebody taking control of a room.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, I feel like maybe men are more intimidated. I don't know. Based on like my experience with dating in general, I've found that like men, in terms of like supporting comedy, it's real hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like I've had a lot of relationships where it didn't feel supported in like my comedy pursuits.
Me too. What happened?
Just like, it was like, didn't want to hear about it, not interested in it.
Like they would just like kind of blank out when you were
blank
talking.
out. Yeah. And like, it was like just like something I did. It wasn't like something that I could like talk about. And it made me like,
were they like, how's your little comedy thing tonight?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Or like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Did you get in a fight with anyone about it or say anything?
No, because I just kind of was like, okay, well, I guess this is just my thing.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
You're so good at shit like that.
It was just like being like, you know what? Okay, this is something that I do for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I have that thing, and I don't need to talk to this person about this thing.
You came to this on your own.
Yeah.
You blow me away with this
What
shit.
do you mean?
You just always like, I don't know.
Well, I overthink a lot. I think
You're
a lot.
so good at this stuff.
I think a lot, though.
Like I'll be like, oh, I feel like they're not liking it. I'm gonna keep doing it until I don't get the reaction I'm never gonna get. You know?
Yeah, but it's just like trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like figuring out what works for like whatever relationship you're in.
A guy that I was dating, I started making like funny videos before I started doing stand up, and I was posting these like crazy videos doing this character Snow Bunny. And he like had dinner with me and he tried to break up with me. And he goes, I think we're moving in other directions. I don't get this video thing that you're doing. It's weird. Like, and
which is like the worst feeling.
Yeah.
If you're like doing
and
something
that's the guy
creative.
who's engaged to you know who.
That's crazy.
That's really bothers me because it's like, oh, you can't date me when I'm trying to do that. But now you can date someone who's a successful comedian.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is crazy. And it's also just like, it's also like you should never feel like you have to dim who you are creatively.
Totally.
Like, I want to feel accepted enough to like take risks,
Mhm.
not like uh-oh, is
Mhm.
the person that I'm with still gonna love me if I do something that's like
Mhm.
unexpected? Because it's like that's when I feel the most fulfilled.
Mhm. And creativity is so important, and it's sensitive, and it's like,
So sensitive. That's the
yeah.
thing. Is it's so sensitive that like, and you're already so sensitive, especially like as a woman in stand up,
Mhm.
because it's like you're just like, oh, I want to be
Mhm.
accepted so
Mhm.
bad that it's like really hard to like keep doing it.
Yeah.
So if somebody is like not supportive, it totally can fuck with you.
Yeah, it really bothered me that he said that, but then all his friends were like, "This is the funniest shit I've ever seen." They're like, "I want to make a music video. Like, let's I want to direct it. Can we make something?" And then like literally all of his best friends were like, loved it, and then he's like, "Oh, I love it. I just was a little confused."
No.
Yeah, and I was like, "You're such a fucking loser."
Yeah, yeah, but also it's like the other thing is it's interesting because I think you just have to really be into the person. Because if you're really into the person,
Mhm.
then you're like into whatever they make.
I think a lot of guys are afraid of like what other people will think. Like, what will their friends think?
Right.
Like, stick by your woman is the message. That's the Fourth Amendment.
Stick by your woman.
It's the 10 crack
That's
commandments.
way to bring it back
I
to
know,
the Fourth
thank you.
Amendment.
Well, that was
great.
actually the third, I think. Do we have a fourth that we can end on
I like
besides flossing? Okay, check your friend's teeth. Now we need a fifth. How many were there? 13.
Oh, we're never gonna get that.
I know. Let's just do a fifth one, maybe.
Just
Holding for amendment.
holding for amendment, and I got nothing.
Yeah. What is one?
Stick by your woman. That was a
Stick
good
by your
one to
woman.
end.
Yeah. Okay. Stick.
4.
Well, you know what? It's the trusty 4 amendments.
That's right. You learned them here on the Chelsea Skidmore show.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for coming on. You're a friend of the show and a real pal.
Thanks for having me. Always fun.
Where can we find your podcast? And let's talk. Give us again about Shanks for Smoking and
You
your Insta.
You can find my podcast Shenk SHENK on iTunes, Spotify, Laughable, all of the places where podcasts are. And then you can find Shanks for Smoking on Comedy Central YouTube, on their Comedy Central Originals pages, and on their Facebook, and on their Comedy Central website. And then also follow me at Princess Shank, Princess like normal, and then another SHENK on Instagram, Twitter for show dates, and that sort of thing. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. And please remember to subscribe, rate, and review the Chelsea Skidmore podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Bye.
Bye.